Cari fratelli e sorelle, buongiorno e benvenuti.
Now we are entering the Catechesis, and the Pope Leo XIV, is addressing the crowds. Dear brothers and sisters, good morning and welcome. For many of you, being in Rome today is the fulfillment of a great desire. For those who undertake a pilgrimage and arrive at its destination, it's important to remember the moment of the decision. Something at the beginning moved within you, perhaps thanks to someone's word or invitation. In this way, the Lord Himself took you by the hand, first a desire and then a decision. Without this, you would not be here. It's important to remember it. And what we heard just now in the Gospel is also important. From everyone who has been given much, much will be required. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, even more will be demanded. Jesus says this to the disciples closest to Him, to those who spent the most time with Him. And we too have received much from the journey lived until now. We have been with Jesus and with the Church. And even though the Church is a community with human limitations, we have received so much. Therefore, Jesus expects much from us. It is a sign of trust, of friendship. He expects much because He knows us and knows that we are able. Jesus came to bring fire, the fire of God's love upon the earth, and the fire of desire within our hearts. In a certain sense, Jesus takes away our peace if we think of peace as inert calm. But this is not true peace. At times, we would like to be left in peace, that no one bother us, that others no longer exist for us. This is not God's peace. The peace Jesus brings is like a fire and asks much of us. It asks us, above all, to take a stand. In the face of injustices, inequalities, where human dignity is trampled upon, where the voices of the vulnerable are silenced, to take a stand. To hope is to take a stand. To hope is to understand in the heart and show through actions that things must not continue as before. This too is the good fire of the Gospel. I would like to recall a small yet great American woman, Dorothy Day, who lived in the last century. She had fire within her. Dorothy Day took a stand. She saw that the development model of her country did not create the same opportunities for everyone. She realized that for too many people to dream, the dream was a nightmare, and that as a Christian, she had to become involved with workers, with migrants, with those cast aside by an economy that kills. She wrote and she served. It is important to unite mind, heart, and hands. This is taking a stand. She wrote as a journalist. That is, she thought and helped others to think. Writing is important, and also reading, today more than ever. And then Dorothy served meals, gave clothing, dressed and ate like those she served. She united mind, heart, and hands. In this way, to hope is to take a stand. Dorothy Day involved thousands of people. They opened houses in many cities, in many neighborhoods, not large service centers, but places of charity and justice, where people could call each other by name, know one another one by one, and transform indignation into communion and action. This is what peacemakers are like. They take a stand and bear the consequences, but they move forward. To hope is to take a stand, like Jesus, with Jesus. His fire is our fire. May the Jubilee rekindle it in us and in the whole Church.